Welcome back to Internet Girls.
Welcome back. Happy summertime. Well, is it really summertime yet?
I mean, no, it's spring, but
Oh.
it feels like summer. I think spring is like a fake summer where everything is like I think I like summer, but actually I like spring
Hmm.
because spring is just like perfect temperature all the time. Everything's in bloom, and then summer hits and things are still in bloom, but it's way hotter.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm so happy for you. Love that for you that it feels like summer where you're at
Oh
because
no.
it's still like 40 degrees, 30 degrees.
Oh, okay. So that's just like a California thing.
Well, I mean, my friends in Florida have been in summer since March, so
Since forever. Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's fair.
They have like
Oh my God, so
2 months of winter and that's it. So,
yeah. Oh, what a life. Hawaii, California,
yeah.
Florida. The places to be. But you're in Portland now.
Hmm. Which
Crazy.
Portland's so cute. Like I actually really do like it. I was craving city girl life, still am. But
Hmm.
okay, whereas in Boston, everywhere you go into is not aesthetic, which you would think in a big city that it would be.
Yeah, I'm
But
surprised.
well, I mean, it just speaks to the culture in Boston that's so like buttoned up. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things that are just like very corporate-y, very whatever. But in Portland, it's
Hmm.
like every restaurant you go in, the norm is to be like this super cute aesthetic place.
Oh, I
So
love that.
so every place is. And I just got back from Austin, Texas. I am so tired. Matt and I moved into our entire place, literally left the next day to go to Austin, Texas.
You're
And
insane.
yeah, and helped Ginger like move so much stuff and like get ready. We also did some fun stuff too, but like it was mostly helping her, which is what we came there to do. But I'm so tired. That's like moving twice.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. I feel like you always do this, and I know it's because it like aligns with Matt's schedule, but you're always like, I'm stressed, we have to move, and then you're like, also I'm going to Europe for a week. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm going to New York Fashion Week.
No, I know. For real though.
Like,
You're
get it,
not wrong.
queen.
Stress
You're so
myself
funny.
out.
Yeah. I'm tired too, but for different reasons.
Um,
Not quite as interesting reasons.
no, yours are just as interesting. Also, I would love for you to come to Portland, Maine. You would love it. I can't wait for it to be warm though. I cannot wait. Also,
Yeah.
I was really nervous that our house wasn't going to have AC because everyone, whenever I said I was going to Portland, Maine, they're like, watch out, like none of the houses have AC there. And I was like,
Oh,
oh, excuse me, this is not California though. Like it's not temperate year round. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and luckily our place does have AC
Oh,
because
good. So it
it
gets really
gets
hot in the summer?
in the summer it'll get like 90 degrees.
Oh, okay.
That's hot. In
Oh,
the
man.
words of Paris Hilton, that's hot.
That's hot. I'm
Seems like
excited for this journey.
me too, and it seems like you had such a great like little weekend.
We did. I was texting Tori about this yesterday, you guys, because I feel like newborns are interesting. I did not know this, but newborns are basically asleep half the time. And when they're not asleep, they're like screaming at you for milk. And so they wake up and they're mad. Then they drink milk and then they're mad again because then they have to burp. And then they're mad again because they're tired. So I feel like the first like 8 weeks of her life, she was just kind of mad all the time. And this weekend was the first weekend where she was awake and she like wasn't mad. And I was literally texting my friend, like, do I have an angry baby or like, is this normal? And she was like, no, this is normal. Like, newborns are just, they can't show they're happy. And so this weekend, she started like smiling at us more and she's smiling a lot more. Yesterday, she was so smiley. And then John was like playing with her and she giggled. And
Mm.
I've never heard anything more beautiful in my life. No Taylor Swift album even compares to the sound of your baby giggling at you. Like there's nothing better. I'm a little
No.
sad she didn't giggle at me, but I did get the first smile. So that kind of checks out.
Yeah. You're even. That's so cute.
Mm, so cute. Yeah. And as of today, she's not a newborn anymore.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she's 2 months.
Oh my gosh. So
I can't believe it.
that's when they're considered not newborns? Because to me, I'm like, that's still a newborn baby.
I know, right? I'm like, no, we're still very much in the trenches. But yeah, people say like 2 months, they're not a newborn anymore. Some people say 3 months, so maybe we'll stretch it. But yeah, I mean, she's so different now and she's so much bigger and she's so alert and like smiling at everything. And we're starting to see what she likes and dislikes more. And it's so cool. I'm just like obsessed. Like, it's so much fun, Tori. It's so fun. It's so hard, but it is so fun.
Oh, I love that. I love hearing all about that. I feel like not a
Yeah,
lot of
so
people talk about the fun stuff, you know? Like, yes, some people do, but a lot of people focus on negative, and I get it. It's kind of like
mhm.
that's human nature. Like, you know, when you go through, when you're ranting about your partner, it's
Mhm.
99% of the time you're only
Yeah.
ranting about bad stuff, which I think is just like, you know, people need to connect whenever they're like going through something hard. So then they're only talking about like the bad stuff, and the good stuff just gets like, yeah, you mention it, and then it's like passed over. You know
Right.
what I mean? So,
Totally. And the bad stuff like sticks out more.
yeah.
And I get it cuz like I was feeling super burnt out. Like we had a really hard week with her last week and she was just like really upset at night and like mad at us and like just she was like alert but mad. And so Saturday night my mom came over and she was like, "You guys go out to dinner and sleep all night and I'm going to take care of her at night," which was really big for us because we're kind of control freaks. But I was like, "Yeah, I really need this." So I was feeling so burnt out. I was like, "Here's the baby. I'm going out to dinner." Like we went out to dinner and I got there and I was like, "I miss her. I want to hold her. I want to see her." I was looking at pictures of myself holding her earlier that day and I was like, I miss who I was in that moment. Like all I want to be
Oh,
doing right now is holding my baby. And then all night I was just like, I miss her. I slept great. I was a new woman on Sunday, but I missed her a lot. So, it's
wow.
like it so quickly goes from like, oh my God, I need to rest. And then you rest for like 5 minutes and you're like, okay, I'm better. Like I miss my baby. I just want to be with her. I love it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I
And
can't
how are
wait for you
you?
to meet her.
I know, I'm so excited. How are you healing with your,
Healing's been pretty good. Yeah,
yeah.
I've been feeling pretty good. I was really careful around like the 6 week mark because I'd heard so many people say that they ripped open their incision at 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh,
And I
that's
was terrified.
so scary.
So scary. So I was like, okay, 6 weeks, I'm gonna be so careful. And then I wasn't. Spoiler alert, I was like out planting strawberries, but I'm actually doing pretty well. Like there's definitely still pain, and I've heard you have pain till like at least 6 months, which
Oh,
is
really?
unfortunate. Can you believe that?
No, that's actually crazy.
It's all
But
like internal, like nerve pain and stuff. Like, yeah, super
but
fun.
but honestly, okay, I almost wonder if I would rather something like that because like imagine you just give birth and every time you go to the bathroom, which you have to go to the bathroom, like you're a
hmm
human being, like it's you're just in excruciating pain. You know what I mean? Like would you what's just worse?
No,
Sandy?
that's true. Because the thing is, like the incision was like surgically done. It was a very clean cut, and then it was like sutured together. If you give birth vaginally and then you tear, it's like
Which
way
nine
worse.
which most of the time everyone does a little bit at
Like at
least,
least
you
a
know?
little bit, yeah. And so that's like a rough like cut. It's not like a clean incision. So as much as I was like really against a C-section, I feel pretty good about it because like healing's been good. Like there were a couple hard weeks at the beginning, but once you get past those, it's like smooth sailing and you don't have to worry about any weird like stuff going on with your lady parts.
Yeah, which you have to use, you know?
Yeah. It is crazy though. You know what I didn't realize is you still bleed for like at least like a month. Well, not at least. Like some people stop bleeding sooner, but I thought because I wasn't giving birth like vaginally that I wouldn't be like bleeding, but I bled for like a full month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, like a
Oh,
while.
really? That's crazy.
I thought it was crazy.
Also, we got back into town. We had Thai food yesterday, Matt, and I had like a really,
Mm.
like, we can't move off the couch. We had a couch day. You
Oh,
know
I
what I
love
mean?
that. A rot
Yeah.
day.
Yes, we were full rot mode, like one with our couch in here.
Yeah, you need that after such a crazy week.
Yeah. But see,
But
that's what I think makes like probably giving like the newborn stage so hard is you can't really fully rot, right? Or can you?
I mean, not fully, not like I
Yeah.
used to. Cause I was thinking about it. I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad for my mom. Like, she's probably so tired. She did this whole night shift. And I was like, wait, but she gets to go home and just sleep all day if she wants. And then she can sleep all night because she doesn't have a baby to take care of. So I'm okay with that. Like, that's
Yeah.
the hard part is you like do the night shift and you're like, wow, I did it. I'm so tired. And then it's like, no, here's the baby though. You have to take care of them all day for the rest of your life, which, is a choice, but
Mm.
but that does actually lead me to my first hot take. If you want to jump into our hot takes, which is our
Yeah.
episode today.
Oh, I was just gonna say we've been like waiting a long time to do this episode. Like this episode has been in the tank for a long time, and Hannah and I have been like compiling hot take lists on our phone for like months and months. So they're a little bit everywhere, you know?
They are all over the place. I started compiling in November, which my first one was actually like football related.
Hmm.
And because I was watching like, Thanksgiving football. But yeah, this has been a
Yeah.
long time coming.
Yeah, just as they were coming to us, we're just like jotting them down in our notes
Yeah.
app.
But my first hot take is that pregnancy tired is the worst tired. Newborn tired has like nothing on pregnancy tired. And
Really?
I had heard that. And like it is so true. When you're pregnant, you are just, I mean, imagine how you feel right now times 10, Tori. Like you are
Yeah.
full body exhausted. And no matter how much you sleep, no matter how much you lay on the couch, no matter what you eat, what you do, you are still tired. And there's no way
Oh,
around it.
that's crazy. See, but I think some people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Do you think it really depends on the person, or do you think no matter what, it's unavoidable and everyone will have some version of it? I'm sure, you know?
I mean, I have heard that some people just like don't get tired. Like I do think everyone's different and every pregnancy is different, but like for me, I was tired all 9 months. Like it was so hard to like even walk to the kitchen in like the first and third trimester. Like I was just out. I was down bad.
Yeah, yeah, no, I feel that. That would be me 100%. I just know it. Yeah, which
Yeah.
all of my friends, there's only one who's like, oh, I don't really get that tired. But all the rest of them who've given birth, which literally almost every single one has, they're like, I am effing tired, you know?
Yeah. And like
So,
having a newborn who's getting up multiple times a night, like, yeah, you're tired, but you can drink a coffee and like be okay. And when you're pregnant, nothing helps. Literally
mm,
nothing. So,
that's
yeah, I will
crazy.
stand by that forever. I never want to be pregnant again. That was so hard.
It's also, it's also probably like, just your body is working so hard to like literally make a human, so it makes you
Yeah,
just really tired.
exactly. And now my body's just like, yeah, I'm still pumping and stuff and like trying to give her my breast milk. So that takes like 25% of your energy. But even with that, even healing from a C section, I have like more energy than I feel like I've ever had. Like it's crazy. So if you're pregnant and listening to this right now and you're really tired, like you got this because it gets so much better.
Hold on. No, 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 no. Oh, you know that song?
Yeah, that takes me back.
Sorry.
You're so funny. All right, what's your first hot take?
Okay, we have talked about this before. I just want to reiterate that I think LTK is a cult, and I really wanted to make a TikTok video about it, but I'm like, then they're gonna like ban me from the app because they would. Like
They
they
would.
would. It's
They
not
would.
just like you know how you can get on any social media platform and complain about anything, and like the company's not gonna reach out and care or do anything really.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, sometimes if you're like been really wronged and it goes viral, something like that. But I mean, if you're complaining about like the app as a whole, like you, if you're saying like Facebook is really annoying, like I hate how it
Yeah.
works or whatever, they're not gonna do anything. LTK. If I were to get on there, if I were to get on TikTok, which who knows, this might be clipped and be a TikTok. if I were to get on TikTok and be like, I think LTK is a cult and here's why, and like really deep dove into it, they would ban me from the app and it got traction, they would 100% ban me from the app. Like
But
I'm pretty
also,
confident.
I feel like you should do that though. Like you can use Shop My, it's fine. You can
I
make a new
know.
LTK account.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, and the thing is, let's just talk about why we think LGK is a cult. It's like I didn't know this, and I just thought that like people were sharing their links, whatever. But then they had like a creator call, which they have a ton of them all the time.
Hmm.
They're constantly having calls, kind of like an MLM, and you that's what it gives. It gives MLM vibe.
Yeah.
And you can hop on. There was one I was supposed to hop on to, so I was like, let me just see what it's about. I like never grow on LTK. No one hardly ever shops my links like that unless it's like a one-off thing that people have asked for, but like
Hmm.
not like the girls who do LTK full time. So I pick up the phone, I'm on this call, and I'm like, oh, it changed everything for me. I'm like, this is an MLM. Like this feels totally like an MLM, but just with zero buy-in. They're like, you should be posting on LTK first before you post anywhere. And I'm like, this is not a social network, guys. Like this is an app that people use to share links. Like, what do you mean? Like there should be exclusive content and people should like you should post on LTK first, and like they're just like sell, sell, sell. Like that is their mindset,
Yeah.
that is their thing. Like, ooh, maybe people would like your links and you could sell more this way. And I get it, like it is a business, but it really freaked me out and rubbed me the wrong way. Like this is supposed to be a tool, you know what I mean? Like not like a what they're doing with some MLM crazy stuff, sell, sell, sell. Like also it's networking. And you knew this, like it's like or was it you that was telling me this? No, Kat was telling us this that like sometimes they'll just like invite people. They have an LTK con, which is giving those like MLM cons, and
Hmm.
sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, well, we really like this girl, so we'll like favor her, like push her up in like the ranks." And like, yes,
Yeah. And like people make bank on there, but you have to be posting like constantly. Like they say like 5 to 7 times a day. The overconsumption that comes with posting links 5 to 7 times a day, or even like if you're not buying it, like the amount of time you're spending online shopping, which okay, maybe I should be doing this because I actually do spend a lot of time online shopping. But
maybe for
yeah,
the baby stuff.
they push it so hard. It's like to be successful in here, you have to post 5 to 7 times a day minimum. And then you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to, and it's like, but girls want to do it so bad because you can make so much money. Like if you're an affiliate salesperson on social media, you can make like 30 to $50,000 a month. That's crazy.
Like every month, like you can like count on it pretty much, like if you're someone who like moves that much product all the time. But I'm like, those girls, 9 times out of 10 they are constantly having new stuff come in, which we are too. But like, and I am like, where am I putting all this stuff? Where are they
Yeah.
putting all of that stuff,
They have to be returning it. Right? Like, I mean, I do return a lot of the stuff I buy, but usually I won't place an order for something unless I'm like really genuinely want to like keep some of it. And I
Yeah.
don't think that's how they operate.
No, if there's too much, they would spend like all their time return. They would need to hire someone to return things for them. Like also some of the stores would probably ban them for like buying and returning with
Right,
how
exactly.
often they're doing it. It is just wild to me. Like the whole thing, it opened my eyes. That call, like I was like,
Hmm.
this is something that I didn't realize that it was.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think we should have an LTK girly on the pod and talk about it
And deep dive. Yeah, we
in deep dive.
should. Oh,
Yeah, I want to know every little secret. Okay, my next hot take. Let's do one more because I have like two parenting ones on here. And we've talked about this one before, and I feel like I'm going to get some flack for it, but I still feel this even after having a kid. Having kids is inherently selfish.
yeah.
And
You
I
think
will
that?
stand by that. Yeah, I do. Because, okay, let's say you're someone who like wants to have a big family and has like 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids. Like, how is that not selfish? You know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Well,
feel
also,
like it's like that, yeah, that's for you. And then all these parents are like, well, I like gave my kid everything and, they need to thank me. And it's like, your kid never asked to be born. They never asked to be here. You made that choice. You did it because you wanted to have a kid. That was like a selfish choice, which isn't bad. Like I made that choice too. But I don't think it's like this like selfless thing that people make it out to be.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, you just have to be so selfless. And I get that, like, of course, you do have to be selfless in the acts that you're doing to raise a kid
Hmm.
because you could just be like a shitty parent. But at the end of the day, the choice to have a kid is kind of like that's for you. Exactly what you
Yeah.
said, Hannah. I agree. Yeah. That's not
Yeah.
for anyone else.
When I was like thinking about whether I wanted to have kids or not, like it honestly felt like having a child was the more selfish decision because like I feel like I can't even like talk about this because my brain is just not functioning that well. But honestly, I think that having a child, that's your own personal selfish decision. I'm not saying it is, I feel like this is all coming across poorly, but do you know what I mean?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it is. And people say, "Oh, you're not having a kid, that is selfish." And I'm like,
That
"How? Who is it?
exactly.
Who is it selfish to? To who?"
I know. Like if you don't think that you're going to like be able to show up as a parent, then it's actually way more selfless for you to be like I'm not going to go through that journey and like have a child because I know that I won't be able to show up as a parent. And some people shouldn't be parents and they're making these decisions to bring children into the world when they can't properly feed them, they can't properly clothe them, they can't take care of them, and that's a selfish choice. You're not showing up for your kid. And I just think if you are going to make the choice to have a kid, then you need to like look at all of these factors first to make
I
sure that you
think,
have a good life for your child.
yeah, and I think sometimes people are like, they get this like superiority complex when they have a kid. I think especially when they're younger and they have kids,
Hmm.
they're like, you just don't understand. I'm just experiencing this thing. Like, you wouldn't understand. I'm being so selfless by like staying up so late and like doing this. And like, that's how they are literally looking at it, which I don't
Yeah.
think is the correct way if they were to really zoom out and were a little more self-aware, you know?
You know what I think is a selfless act if you want to have a kid is adopting. Because
Mhm.
there are so many children out there who need a home. Like that's a selfless act. That's you showing up for someone who's here and genuinely needs you. But like bringing a child into the world, creating a child, like I wouldn't say that's very selfless, you know?
Yeah, I also think that people assume that you don't want to have a kid because you want to be selfish with your life and like do the things you want to do, which there is like, that can be a reason, but I would say most of the time we're wired to want to procreate. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's not just that, there's so many other things that are reasons. And so a lot of people think that, oh, it's selfish to not have a kid, because like, but really, sometimes just exactly what you're saying. It's like the opposite. It's like, no, you've thought really deeply about it?
Yeah. And then I feel like sometimes I've seen this in like the older generations that those parents will be like, well, I brought you into this world. I gave you a beautiful childhood and now you owe me something. And it's like, well, that child didn't choose to be born and they were a child. So, like, obviously, you had to take care of them. And I don't think that should be transactional, you know?
No, I
Like,
totally agree.
you made that choice. So now these are the things that you have to do. Like, I fully was aware with Charlie, like, we're choosing to bring her into the world. We're going to give her everything. And if she grows up and she doesn't want to have a relationship with us, like, then we did something wrong. But it's not like she is going to owe us anything or I'm going to like require that she thank me for my sacrifices because like that wasn't her choice.
Yeah, that's a very self-aware way to look at it, and just people lack self-awareness in that way, in my opinion.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so my next one is I'm just gonna go in order for mine, even though I could categorize them better, whatever. Okay, my next one is I think European summer sucks because it's so overcrowded, it's so hot. I think you should go in the shoulder seasons, like either right before it starts or right when it ends, so things are still open. There's way less people and it's way less expensive. Like I'm talking half or
Mhm.
less, than what you would have paid.
My theory is that people romanticize a European summer, but it's never as good as it is in your head because it's like heat waves and there's a lot of places don't have AC, so then you're just like overheating and there's a ridiculous amount of people. All the kids are there too because like obviously if you have kids who are in school and you want to go to Europe, like you're probably going to go during summer break, so there's going to be a lot more kids. It's just yeah, I'm with you. This is a good hot take.
But also, like, do you want to go somewhere where you can't get into any of the restaurants you want to go to, where your
Mm,
hotel is like double what it would be, sometimes triple what it would be? Like, why would you do that?
yeah.
And you can go in the off seasons, and it doesn't even have to be super off season, like in the winter when things are closed. Like, you can go like right before it
May,
starts. Yeah, exactly. Also,
September. Yeah.
guys, maybe don't go. Don't listen to this because I want to go and I don't want that.
I know. I'm like, can we actually not make it super busy during the shoulder seasons though? Like, but yeah, I would never go to Europe in the middle of the summer. I would never do
Yeah,
it.
me
It's a good
either.
hot take. Okay, my next one, New Year's Eve is actually the worst holiday.
You think?
Um,
Honestly, I feel like it is such a bummer. Like,
Oh, I hate New Year's. First of all, there's always pressure to do something. I'm not someone who can like naturally stay up that late. So like having to go out and do something until midnight, like every time I've done that, I end up just like sitting around and I'm like, I'm so tired. I wish I was home. I wish I was in my bed. Okay. So that's one. Two, everything's so expensive. If you want to go to like a party or something, you're dropping dollar bills and it's like too much. Three, it feels like such an ending. And I hate endings. I'm like not good at goodbyes. I'm not good at when something ends. And so for me, it's just like this nostalgic time of like reflection where I'm like, did I do enough this year? Like, did I, I didn't even stick to any of my goals and I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And then I just feel depressed. And then you wake up and it's January. And that's the worst month of the whole year. So honestly, get rid of it. I mean, we can't because it's like a whole thing, but I hate it. I hate New Year's. I don't want to celebrate it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want it to be New Year's again, but I love Christmas. So,
no, honestly, I think that's a really great hot take because it does kind of suck. Like, it's, I feel that pressure too. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? Everyone's out
Mhm.
doing something, and 99% of the time, Matt is working, and I'm not gonna go out on New Year's by myself or like, it's just so unnecessary. It's like, for what? Like, maybe like when I was in college, and you're like going out with your
Mhm.
college friends or something, like that's fun. But beyond that, like even before that, unless you're in college, what is the point? There have been time, actually, what Matt and I used to do is we used to sometimes go to dinner. We would find like whatever was, because they all do prefix menus on New
Mhm.
Year's Eve, and they're always like a little bit more expensive or way more expensive than what you would have normally paid at a restaurant. But what Matt and I have done there, when we lived in Pensacola, throwback, we went to like one of those dinners like you're like we were just talking about. That was a prefix, but we went to like one of the cheaper ones downtown, and then there was this like little hotel bar that was like no one knew about. That was just this old school martini bar. And they would have a DJ in there, and I swear there'd be like 15 people, that's it. And it was like the funnest place to like go for New Year's because you just sit at the martini bar, and just like
That
chill.
sounds
And
fun. That
yeah,
that sounds like more my vibe, but I feel like there's like not a lot of places like do that. It has to be
yeah,
this like whole big thing and they can charge so much and it's a big party and it's honestly so anticlimactic too because then you spend all this money, you're disappointed, and then it's over and you have to go to bed and then it's January. Like I don't know,
yeah.
pretty shit if you ask me.
No, I agree. And why do you want to go be crowded? See, that's another thing. European summer, New Year's Eve, be crowded.
We don't like crowded.
Okay, so next up for me is, okay, y'all don't judge me for this, but I actually really like Reddit, and I am not a Reddit poster. It's not that, but like, isn't it fun to go deep dive, or if you can't find something out, like Reddit knows,
I
who
love
doesn't?
Reddit.
Yeah.
I love Reddit.
It gets the best gossip, like everything.
Honestly, sometimes it makes me a little depressed, which we've talked about, but most of the time it's a fun time. It's a good time.
Yeah, and if you can't find like a review on something, or if you're like, huh, I have this like weird ailment, like all this stuff has happened to me, Reddit knows. Like Reddit has been there. Someone on Reddit is talking about it, and multiple people are commenting and discussing it, and it's just like kind of a good sounding board. And I
It
know it can be
is
toxic, but
it's like really good for relatability. Like when I was going through the baby blues, I was like looking on Reddit and it was so comforting to see all these people who were like, these were all like my symptoms. And I was like, so I'm not crazy. I'm not like losing my mind. Like other people feel this too. And it was so nice to see that.
yeah, I love that.
Okay. I just added this one. I don't know why I was thinking about this. I think because I was drinking my water bottle. You know, Stanley water bottles?
Yeah,
My hot take is they suck.
I don't like them either, and I used to have one.
Yeah, someone just gave me one and I was trying it. So I think this might be like a personal weird thing, but when I have a water bottle and there's the straw that's like just out all the time, like you can't like close it, my fear is that a spider will crawl into the straw and then I'll suck up the water and I'll eat a spider.
Honestly, in California, I feel like that's a valid fear.
That's valid, right? Like there's spiders everywhere. And I just like, I will look at it if it's been sitting there for too long without my eyes on it. And I'll be like, nope, throw it away. Like I won't even risk it. And then I have to wash it like all the time. So I just literally end up throwing it away. So now I have a water bottle that has like a nice cap on it. And then the straw pops out and then no spiders can get in.
Yes. Okay, something else I hate about the Stanley Cup, there's actually two things that are not good. One, when it's full all the way to the top, it's so heavy.
Mm.
Like it, have you noticed that? Have you filled yours all the
Yeah,
way to
because
the
there's like
top?
nowhere to grip it.
Yeah, it will, and even if you do, it's like, oh my gosh, this is like an arm workout. Like this is light, and this is just as big.
Wait, do you have an Awala?
Yeah.
I just got one. I
Oh,
love
really?
it. It's so
I
good.
I love it. Okay, my friend Sydney turned me on to these. She's like a huge Owala fan, like has been since before they were cool. And she used to bring her water bottle. She brings her water bottle everywhere, and I used to make fun of her for it. But
Emotional
I,
support water bottle.
and then the other thing about them is if you knock it over, water
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah. And it's a
And it's,
spider bath. So,
but how could it be that expensive and you knock it over and it spill, you
yeah, it's
know?
stupid.
And like these,
Overrated.
you can knock these over all day long. No water is coming out.
I love it.
So this one is a personal one for me. I hate the coquette aesthetic. Like I just don't like it. Like
Really?
I do like bits and pieces of it. Like I love a bow and I love a
hmm
selkie dress. But like
Yeah.
when people go hardcore
Oh,
and
like
it's
it's
like
their whole aesthetic.
yes, and it's like that's all they wear.
Mm.
Or like if you just do too much with that and you lean too far in, like I'm like, are you an 8-year-old child? Like it just is like there's no like I'm like, where's your sense of your own style? It's like that's such an easy like thing. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I feel like I can see both sides because one, I'm like, yeah, I see your point. But also, I do think it's nice that people can dress like little girls again and just like prance around in like fairy dresses. But yeah, you know, those creators that like it is their whole life, it is the way that their whole house is decorated. Like they lean so far into it. And so maybe that is just their personal style at that point, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I and like I said, I love a selkie dress and I love a
hmm
bow, but like
In
it's too much.
moderation.
Yes,
That's so
exactly.
fair. That's so fair. Okay, on that vein, Taylor Swift and her merch. It's really bad. I think it's really bad.
It's so cheap.
Like people need to talk about this more. There are a couple things I've bought from her merch, like the blue crew neck sweatshirt that I love and I live in, but most of what she puts out is so ugly. And I'm like, you're a freaking billionaire. You can't hire a better designer to like make some cute merch. It's possible.
Well, okay, for me, I feel like a lot of her merch, it looks like it would be cute, but then it comes in or you see videos of people trying it on, and it's like, oh, that's literally like the cheapest thing ever. It's like the dressed up version of that that's like a little more expensive and a little more like heavyweight and a little more like done correctly would be
Mm-hmm.
cute, but it's like
That's true.
this like watered down like super cheap crayon version of what
Mm-hmm.
she's like hacking is so bad. And also, if you've ever even touched some of it, you're like, that's like scratchy. That feels like paper. Like it's really bad. The only thing I do like is the cardigans,
Yeah, they're cute.
but they're
But
not even that high quality either.
and honestly, I think half of them are kind of ugly and the other half are cute.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like when I got into Taylor Swift and I looked at her merch, I was shocked. I was like, none of these are cute. Like there's very few that I think are actually like cute merch. And I think it can be done. Like, you know, Renee Rapp, she has
Hmm.
some cute merch. I went to her concert and I was like, oh my God, that's actually I would wear that. That's cute. Taylor, you can do it. You have so much money. Make them a little more high quality. Like if you're charging like $70 for like sweatpants or a sweatshirt, it should be high quality and it should be cute design. And I will die on this hill.
No, I totally agree. I think most people are too scared to speak out because who wants to go against the goat, you know?
It's just crazy to me. Like even people on TikTok will be like, "Oh my god, she just released new merch. It's so cute." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Did you see those jackets that were like,
Thick ones, heavy.
no, they were like really thin, but they were like brown and they were almost like
Oh, with
a,
the flowers.
I think, I thought this had a horse on it, but maybe not. But it
The
was
one that's
just
like for
like,
piano.
yeah, I think so. And it literally looks like the most thinnest, like worst crafted thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, no one is
Yeah.
complaining. People are just like, oh, this is so cute. I'm like, no, it's not
It was
the
like a
idea of
$100
it.
jacket.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought what was cool is that she was like selling acoustic guitars for a hot minute, but also they could have been cuter. Like just slapping her face on everything does not make it cute merch.
Yeah.
Okay. We need more.
Okay, this next thing is something that I was a victim of. TikTok ads. Did the TikTok ads get you? Like, because, okay, this is how it goes for me. I'll be scrolling and then I'll be like a TikTok shop ad, and I will see that same TikTok shop ad for like about a month-ish, maybe a
Yeah.
little less. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's like a gazillion videos of this thing, and then I'm like convinced that I kind of need it because it is something that I'm like kind of would want, but I'm like, no, no, don't need it. And then they like beat me down to where I'm like, okay, I need this. And then sometimes I order it, sometimes I'm strong and I don't. But
I've actually had that with like other social media platforms, but not TikTok because I always scroll past the TikTok shop posts. Like I see creator earns commission and I go, whoop.
okay, well maybe I'm just being maybe it's me, maybe it's a user thing, but something that got me because there was like every ad, every sponsored post for a while were cakes.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember those? Okay,
Yeah,
and I bought some, and I'm like, oh, these are gonna change my life. Like, they were sticking to Mr. Wonderful's head. Did y'all see the
That's so funny.
advertisement from when I
I
went
don't
on
think I
Shark
saw
Tank?
that one.
Yeah, they were like, oh, it sticks. It's adhesive, so it'll stick to your body temperature. So they like were like, watch, and so Mr. Wonderful like put it on his head, and it like stuck to his head. So I'm like, okay, it'll stick to my boob, right? No, it does not stick to me like at all.
Ugh.
Like they're not sticky, which I get it, that's like part of them, but like they don't stick. And I don't know if I have like the wrong size or like what, but they don't work. And they don't like push your boobs together or anything. It looks like you're just not wearing a bra, but just with this like silicone thing that's like semi
Yeah.
stuck to your boob.
Well, I've always thought they were just like a nipple cover, basically.
They basically are, but it's like
Unless you have like
what's
really small boobs, because then it would cover more. But
I feel like they're for small boobed girls,
yeah, I
maybe.
think so.
Okay.
They're not for us.
Well, they got me on the TikTok shop, so
Oh,
I have a useless there.
damn. That's so
I
sad.
know.
At least you know. That's
Yeah.
sometimes the good thing. You're like, okay, at least I know that I hate this. And I don't have
Hmm.
to like sit here wondering, but
Yeah. Well, if you have big boobs, they're not for you. They're not
they're
gonna
not for
work.
you. Yeah, don't buy them. Okay, my next hot take, you should bag your own groceries at Trader Joe's. And I like get so irritated sometimes when I see someone standing there just like uselessly like waiting and their person who's like scanning all this stuff has to scan it all and then bag it all and they're just standing there and it takes like twice as long and the employees will always thank me for bagging my own stuff and I'm like, yeah, what else would I be doing, you know?
Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't understand this, but I would
You're like, so I'm that person.
well, here's the thing. I thought that you weren't allowed to. You know what I mean?
What?
I thought it's like, no,
What?
you're not allowed to. Like it's a liability. I'm at work. You know what I mean?
It's
I'm back.
groceries.
I That's just where my head went.
I
Goes.
went to Trader Joe's with Charlie the other day and I had her strapped to my chest. I was wearing her and I was still bagging my groceries. I was like, there is no excuse.
Okay, next time I go to Trader Joe's, I will bag my groceries. I promise.
Yeah, they always thank me and I just like it because I'm not standing there just like twiddling my thumbs. Like I hate when I get behind someone who could totally do it and then it takes so long because they're just standing there doing nothing. But again, this is a very personal hot take.
But also, most of the time, there's two people at my register, like one bagging and one scanning.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
like I
I
would say,
barely have that.
well, I also, Matt and I do like huge grocery shops at once, which I feel like a lot of people just go to the grocery store and grab a couple things, you know? That's not how we do it. We're like, okay, we're completely out of food, re-up.
Oh,
Okay, we're
wow.
completely out of food, re-up. Do you
I feel
do
like that's
that?
a
How
good way to do that, honestly.
is what do you do? Like what method do you typically do?
I usually go once a week and then I'll run to like a closer store if I need other things, but I don't wait till I'm totally out of food.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
But
a
that is
weird, that's
honestly, I think that's a good way to do it because it's like less food waste.
Yeah, that's why we do it that way, actually, is because so food doesn't go bad. Y'all, like, cast your votes down below. How do you do it? Do you get a few things at a time, like once a week? Or are you like me, like once every 2 weeks, once every 2.5 weeks, and you get like
Yeah, I'm
all your stuff
curious.
at once?
I
Yeah.
also wonder if it's different if you like have like a more permanent home because you are
Yeah.
on the move a lot. Like for me, it's like the pantry's stocked and we just get stuff for dinner and I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Because we don't really like stock a pantry because we're
Mm-hmm.
on the go so much. Okay, my next one is about Trader Joe's too. I personally am so over Trader Joe's. I think it's
Mm.
meh. I think all the food tastes the same almost. Like there's a few things here and there that aren't, but like you know how whenever you go to one restaurant and even though you order like tons of different things on the menu, all the food like just tastes the same.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Trader Joe's, whereas other grocery stores, it just feels like regular food, if that makes sense, and doesn't have like the Trader Joe's taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I feel like Trader Joe's is such a great place for snacks, but they have such a limited amount that like once you get tired of it, it's not hitting the same. And I feel like I'm at that place too right now where I'm like, I forgot that there were like other snacks at other stores because it's always like, oh, I'm tired of everything. What do I get? I don't know. I have to go to Safeway, Whole Foods.
Trader Joe's is great. Like there are some great things there, but exactly, like once you get tired of it, you got to go somewhere else because you just
I
like
know.
it all just tastes like that. But also, something about Trader Joe's is their fruit isn't that good either, and I'm a big
No.
fruit eater. So,
They have like I've heard they have like the lowest level of like produce. So it goes bad like way faster, it's way cheaper. And I feel like that was a reason I went there a lot was like you know what I do love that Trader Joe's has though is their wine selection.
oh yeah, that's really
Great.
good.
Great wine selection. I just started a note in my phone, wines I love from Trader Joe's because I
Oh,
always
I love
forget.
that.
Isn't that smart? So I'm just like keeping pictures of like all the wines that I try and I actually like because I'm picky, but that's what they do well. Yeah, my next one is when you're cooking pasta, you should not set a timer for the pasta. You should do it purely by taste.
I love that. I love that because how are you gonna know when something's al dente or not? How's the timer gonna know? It doesn't know how hot your
Timer
water
doesn't
got.
know.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't know what's going on. These people, I like watch on TikTok sometimes when people will be like, set a timer for 10 minutes. I'm like, no, no, because you're going to set it and forget it. You're going to walk away and you're going to have mushy pasta. I guarantee it. You got to stand there. You got to swirl your little spoon in the pot. You got to take one out, do a little test. 2 minutes later, do another little test. Like you're going to get, I have perfect pasta every time. And that's how
Mm.
I do it. I feel like there are going to be people who are like super into their timer, but mm, I'm not one of those people.
You're making me want some pasta
I know,
now.
Sam. Oh my God. Wait. Side note, Olive Garden is doing this deal right now where you get to eat a bowl of pasta and then you get to take one home for free.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Okay, so my roommate in college, who was also used to be one of my best friends growing up, she worked at Olive Garden for forever, and we'd be like, Kelly, bring us something home. And so she'd always like bring us like the pasta or the salads or the breadsticks.
Oh,
It was college too, like perfect time, you
oh
know.
man. Yeah, there's nothing better. Yeah, I'm going to be going to Olive Garden this week because when you're there, you're family and I need some family time.
Oh my
Charlie needs her
gosh.
first trip.
I would love to go with you. The salad, the breadsticks with the dipping sauce, the Alfredo dipping sauce.
Wait,
Mm.
I have another hot take. I don't really like the breadsticks or the salad.
What?
I know. I found the breadsticks kind of like dry, and the salad was not my cup of tea.
Okay, the salad I don't understand because it's really, really good. And the breadsticks, have you tried the Alfredo dipping sauce with the breadsticks?
No, that would probably make it better.
Because once you do that, it's like a PB&J. Like it like just goes together so well.
Oh,
You
I
know what I
was
mean?
like, how do you get bread and Alfredo sauce into PB&J? But I get it. I get it.
So good. Mm.
I'll give it another try when we go to get our 2 for 1 order.
Yeah. Or unlimited when they do the unlimited pasta bowls, they do
Yeah,
them.
that was the last time we were there, and I was pregnant, and I was in my second trimester, and I had 5 bowls, which I thought I was going to have more. 5 is actually a lot. John had like 2. He was like, okay, cool. I can't do this. And I was like, I'm so hungry. Baby wants pasta.
Oh, that sounds
Mm.
great. What a great place to go pregnant, you know?
Oh, yeah. Perfect spot.
This one, I feel like we could do a whole episode on, but I think that friend groups can keep you stuck in like old like versions of yourself, you know what I mean?
Oh,
And
yes.
they don't like let you grow because then you find yourself like being around those people and just like dynamics are the hardest things to change. And so you're just even if you feel like, oh, maybe I'm not like that or maybe I'm like don't do those things anymore, you find yourself like doing falling into old habits and things like that that you would have probably grown out of had you like left your comfortable like friend group. And so it like keeps you from like evolving, you know?
I completely agree. Like there are people from my high school who had a friend group in high school and they're still like all living together at the ripe age of 30. And at first I was like a little jealous, but then I realized that you're not going to like make more friends. You're not going to have like different experiences. What are you talking about that you haven't been talking about the last 15 years, you know?
And I'm just thinking about myself too. Like, imagine that was me and I just like never grew past that version of myself that was still in Pensacola, which I was kind of stuck in that version of myself. And I didn't even leave Pensacola till I was 30. So, you know what I mean? And I feel like so different from then now.
Mm.
And I think a lot of it had to do with like being stuck in like my old friendship dynamics, which I still am friends with most of those friends, but because I have left and gone and done things, it like allowed me to grow, which I would have
Yeah.
never done.
I think like having a friend group is like a comfort blanket and you want to stay comfortable and it's easy to stay comfortable, but it's a lot harder to grow and change and learn when you are just like with the same group of people all the time. My last ones are about sports, which I wrote these at the same time when I was watching the Thanksgiving Day football game. Okay,
Hmm.
I think football is the gayest sport.
Really?
Like, I was watching this game, and first of all, nothing wrong with that, okay? But like all these like macho men who are like homophobic and then they're like obsessed with football, I'm like, really? Like, y'all wear tights and you tackle each other and you call each other tight ends. And like, are you kidding?
And they
You're
slap
telling
each
me
other's butts.
they slap each other's butts, they do little dances. I think it's so cute. Like, it's so cute. When I was watching it, I was like, wait, this is actually really fun. Like, it's actually kind of girly and or like a little gay. Like, I kind of love it. And John was like, that's offensive. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think these people are like closeted, like a little bit. Like, they're out there wearing their little tights, showing off their like tight ends. Like, I don't
Oh
know. I
my
think
god.
it's kind of cute.
Like, go team, yeah.
And then my other sports related one was that soccer should not exist. I have hated soccer since I was 6 years old and I was forced to play it. I think it is a terrible sport. I'm sorry if you're a soccer person and you're listening to this. It is just a sport where you run. Like, it's a running sport. I don't like to run. I have never liked to run. Even at 6 years old, I didn't like to run. And they forced me to play soccer for like 3 years. I had to be the goalie because I refused to run. I would sit down on the field. I would say no more. I remember being at soccer practice once. One of my teammates got a bloody nose and got to sit on the sideline instead of playing. And I remember thinking, I would give anything for a bloody nose right now. At 6 years old, I was like, take me out, coach. Take me out of the game. I don't want to play this. I do not agree. And now at the age of 31, I still am with my 6 year old self. Soccer should not exist.
Oh, that's hilarious. Matt also feels this way. He thinks soccer is really stupid. Um,
I love
and
it.
he, and he played sports his whole life. He's like, I just think it's stupid. Like he just
Yes, me and Matt.
Granted, I will say there are entire countries that would vehemently disagree with you
Yeah. No, that's
guys.
why this is like a hot take. And like, if you enjoy soccer, like, go for it. Football, whatever you want to call it. I know I'm like football and soccer, I just talked about, but the one where you kick the ball, a running sport, could not be me. I mean, track, I think track is even better than soccer because at least
Yeah.
track, you're owning up to it, that it is a running sport. I
I
just
hated
disagree.
soccer too. I played soccer too as I feel like it's a rite of passage. Are you gonna put Charlie in soccer at all?
Of course.
Yeah.
She's going to have to go through that like I did.
It's a rite of passage.
It is. I was on the Big Green Dogs. I'll never forget. I hated it so much.
Oh, that's a cute name. You know what my soccer team name was? Though my
What?
one and only. The Spicy Girls.
Oh, that's so good. That would make me way happier playing soccer, I think.
Yeah, I
Because
really
imagine the
liked it.
outfits.
Yeah, well, except for our color was like maroon, and I was like,
Mm.
this is not match the vibe. But honestly, if I could find that jersey, I bet some girl would wear that. Like some Gen Z would like style it as an outfit that said like
Oh,
Spicy Girl. That was like an old soccer uniform, you know?
yeah. I kind of love that. The Spicy Girls. That's so funny.
Like, why aren't we the Spice Girls though?
Oh, true. True. They were like trademark issue. But yeah, the first time I ever tried eating grass was soccer because I was so fucking bored. I was like, let me die here. Let me wither away.
That's so funny. Do you remember which position you played?
Well, goalie, because I refused to run. But then I realized they would kick balls at you, and I was like, oh, this isn't going to go well. I was terrible at being a goalie, but I was way worse at being on the field.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I was like a defender, which is like the second. That's the one that doesn't run the most, though.
Oh,
Did you know
good.
this?
I
Yeah,
didn't.
other than the goalie, obviously. But the defender people, you have to stay right by the goal and defend the goal, and you just stand there
Oh,
until people come up to you.
I would have been good at that.
Yeah,
I
you should
like
have
kicking
switched.
people. I don't know. I was a
Yeah.
very violent child. Anyway, those are my sports hot takes. So,
One thing I did want to say about your American football one. Do you remember what's his name from The Bachelor who came out as gay? Colton.
Colton.
Yeah, which he was closeted for the longest time because he
Mm.
like didn't because it's such a macho. But he was like he said that the locker room is the most homoerotica place that he's ever been, and I just wanted that to be said.
Oh, I am not surprised. I am not surprised. See, I think everyone's a little gay except for Sabrina Carpenter. But these men out here who are like, no, I'm not gay. I'm homophobic. I'm like, but you're a little gay too. Everyone's a
Gay
little gay.
showers. They
Yeah.
take showers completely naked
And
in
they
football
slap
locker
each other's
rooms.
butts and yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing some gay stuff in there. And like there's
Hmm.
absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just like own up to it, you know?
Yeah. No, totally. Let us join in, like
Yeah.
not in that way, but in like a let us be allies with you. We want to be
Ally.
allies.
We want to be allies.
So I my very last one is New England as a whole, I think, is kind of stuck in the past. Like, oh, this is where America's discovered history, whatever, that it's almost like they don't catch on to things as fast, especially like trends,
Mm.
like things like that. I'm not to say that there aren't like people there who do, but as a whole, it's very much stuck in the past. And it's not even just Boston, like Rhode Island. If you ever go to Rhode Island, I swear you will be like, did I just transport in time? Like the
Oh,
whole vibe of
really?
it. Yes, the whole vibe in Rhode Island specifically too feels like the 70s. Like
Oh.
it's wild to me. And I think that New England as a whole kind of feels like that. I would say Portland feels less like that. Like people are kind of dressed kind of funky. Like you would not see this many
Mm-hmm.
people walking around in this many colorful clothes in Boston ever.
Yeah.
Like even to have all the trendy spots, not just like one or two here or there. Just like people are so buttoned up in like the from I would say Rhode Island, probably Connecticut falls under that too. Not not
Interesting.
Maine for some reason, but the
Yeah, I
rest of
mean,
them.
I've never been to New England, so I can't like tap in on this, but that is the vibe it gives me.
Yeah, it's true. And like even think about the way that people dress in New England, you know?
Yeah.
And actually I would say Maine is like that too, except for Portland. But also, like even the content, like if I were to show you the content creators that are like the biggest content creators, you'd be like, that's content that did really well like 5 years ago or like three
Really?
years
Oh,
ago.
that's so
Yeah.
interesting.
Uh-huh.
Stuck in the
It's
past.
like
Interesting.
no one here is like super open on everyone's, but I think that's just like the nature of the town,
I
more
mean,
to
that's what I've heard
themselves.
about New England, like Boston specifically, is it's very like clicky. People are very like they're friends with each other and they grew up in Boston and there's like a lot of pride around that. And if you didn't grow up there, they're not like gonna be as accepting.
But I think, oh, this goes back to the friend groups. If you stay in your friend groups, you don't evolve, you
Yeah.
know? And so, like, yes, it's a transient city because it's a big city, but it is also more than any other big city, exactly what you said. Like, people who grew up
Mm,
here stay here, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I
That's the
think that
vibe I get.
that's a big part of it. Also, it's just so weird how like how areas of the country like influence style like so much. It's so weird to me. Like, Matt and I just went to Austin, Texas, and I was like, "Oh, this is the Austin vibe." Every girl was in like there's three type of outfits that every girl was wearing. And that was it. And also I've never seen so many fake cowboys in my entire life. Like all the guys were wearing cowboy hats and I'm like, "I know you and your rings have never stepped foot on a farm
Yeah. Oh, that's so
ever."
funny. That's so
Yeah.
funny. I know the
But the
cowboy boot trend is like here to stay, and everyone's like, I'm a cowgirl. I'm like, yeah, me too.
No, it's so crazy. Like the girls were either wearing like long flowy skirts and like either
Mm.
a tank top or like a vest. That was like some
Oh, that's
variation
like
of
my
that.
perfect outfit.
No, I loved it. It's like casual cute too. The next outfit was just like a sundress, a long sundress, and this is out to the bars, like out to like we're going out tonight. And then the next variation was just like jeans and like a cute little simple like top, but like that was
Mm.
it. And it was very Texas, very, and I was like, oh, this is cute. And I was like, it's just so crazy, like. And I just really am observant of those kinds of things from like moving around so much. It's
Yeah.
made me like a professional observer. And I was like, the girls are wearing that, and the guys are wearing some sort of like really hip, trendy, like graphic tee, that's like cool
Okay.
with like a little bit of like a straight cut jean, some skinnies though here
Flair.
and there. Yeah, but a little bit of a flare and a cowboy hat and like some sort of accessories.
This is
like
actually
almost
making me
every
feel like
time.
I want to move to Austin because, like, dang, this is like my style and John's style to a T.
Really? Oh my gosh. No, it was a really cool city. Like such a cool city. I wish we had more time. I would have loved to like even do more things because it was really cool. It was really cool. But that's
We
like
should
the
go.
vibe there. I know, we should. We should do like a trip there.
I'm so down. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed our hot takes. If you have any hot takes, drop them below. Super curious to hear yours as well. This is so fun. We're going to start accumulating more and do this episode like again because I love talking about our hot takes. We're opinionated girlies. But you know where to find us. We are Hanley Lifestyle and Tori Sunshine. You can also follow us at Internet Girls Pod. That's girls with a Z. We are on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all over the place. New episodes drop every Monday. And don't forget to rate and review. We're waiting for your reviews.
Yes, please give us one.
Have a beautiful week. And with that,